Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blackfoot Book Club and another volume of my essential film reviews collection. Welcome back everyone, thank you so much for being there. This is Big Eyes from 2014, directed by Tim Burton. I think that what Keane has done is just terrific. It has to be good. If it were bad, so many people wouldn't like it. Andy Warhol. Based on the incredible true story of the 1950s and 1960s painter Margaret Keane, all the regular elements of a Tim Burton creation are present. A number of superb central performances, especially from Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz. Danny Elfman's bubbly and retro musical score. Colleen Atwood's pinpoint attention to detail with her period costume designs, and a story that with a little added Tim Burton twist becomes ever more bizarre. In the realm of truth being stranger than fiction, Margaret Keane, Amy Adams, bucks the conventional trend of the conservative 1950s and runs away from her inattentive husband, taking her young daughter Jane to the hip and modern city of San Francisco. An accomplished portrait painter of young children, and especially her young daughter. Her distinctive style of painting them with larger than normal eyes goes largely unnoticed until she meets fellow painter Walter Keane, Christoph Waltz, who aside from being an amateur painter and real estate agent, is a quick-witted cad, bounder type, the teller of tall tales, and archetypal salesman. Seduced by early success, a loose agreement is reached whereby the outgoing Walter promotes and sells the various child portraits as his own, with the slightly neurotic and nervous of the outside art world Margaret taking a silent but heavily productive back seat as she is completely overwhelmed and consumed by the passion and verve of her now new husband, Walter. The above is not a spoiler, as it's both well documented in the trailers and quickly introduced into the narrative, and indeed the crux of this incredible true story. But even more compelling is the fact that we as the audience know the fraud is taking place, and yet continue to be absorbed into the tale. Still further, Walter is so obviously a fraud and a liar, with every main character in the story, from the newspaper reporter to Margaret's own daughter, each giving the audience a nod as to knowing the real truth, with even Margaret's best friend, Anne, Kristen Ritter, bitterly acknowledging he's diddled everything in her skirt. Margaret continues with the deception and goes along for the ride, as we, the audience, do too. The central performances of Adams and Waltz naturally propel the film, with Waltz's growing screen time simply building a more and more repulsive and opportunist individual, getting by on his wits and abilities as a showman and a salesman. Adams is the film's true star, and ably supported by a typically ebullient and off-kilter performance from Jason Schwartzman as aloof art gallery owner Ruben, with John Polito as opportunist bar owner Enrique Banducci, and Terence Stamp in a minor yet crucial cameo role as outspoken art critic John Canaday. The most impressive supporting performance falls to one of my favourite all-time actors, Danny Huston, as newspaper reporter Dick Nolan, who, in an assured performance, also narrates this fascinating true-life tale, proving that truth can indeed sometimes be stranger than fiction. The eyes are the window to the soul, so goes the old maxim. Here Tim Burton, with his own career-long fascination for the theme of eyes, uses the eyes of thousands of paintings from an incredible artist to produce a fascinating story. Walter Keane wasn't a subtle man, but subtle doesn't sell. But I was sold on this Tim Burton creation immediately, and remained so on repeated viewings. Along with Frankenweenie, Big Eyes is one of the most accomplished films of Tim Burton's recent career. And that was Big Eyes, directed by Tim Burton from 2014. And I'll leave you in peace and in solidarity. And I thank you as ever for watching. I hope the world is spinning and turning in your favour, in your corner of the world. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon. Peace.